Hey guys, old folks here. So I've had a few requests to make a video on how should I spend my gems, from beginning game to end game. And it's a real tricky question. There's a lot of people that have different opinions on it. A lot of it's going to depend on whether you're going to be a VIP 0 or a VIP 3, a VIP 8, a VIP 15. But let's start with the VIP zeros. I'm going to switch accounts here real quick. Give me just 1 second. All right, I'm back. I'm on a low-level account. I don't really play this hero, but I'm 36, and you can see I've got 3,000 gems. Let's sign in. I was going to see maybe if I got gems today, but I don't. Check my wishing pool. Maybe I get lucky. These are all things we're going to talk about here. Oh, I didn't get lucky. And a story of my life. So what happens is as you play the game, there's all sorts of quests that you can do to get gems as you complete stages, as you synthesize stuff. You can rack up realistically around 4,000 to 5,000 gems just by doing the quests, getting involved in the arena. Yeah, I've been logged in 2 days. Yay, I leveled up. Yay. I've got some gems here from the arena. You'll get gems from updating here and other stuff like this. And so you say, now how do I spend this? Now let me be honest. The wishing pool is a great thing, but it is a fickle beast. It is a fickle beast. If I had 5,000 gems that I've been scrounging from level 1 and I'm level 40 or level 30, I'm really going to have a hard time coming here and dropping 2,000 gems here. And that's just all honesty. Because while I'm guaranteed 1, I have no clue what I'm going to get. It could be completely random. I mean, it is completely random. It could be someone I'm never going to use. I'm going to pick on Russell for a second. He got an awakening. Still not. I'm still not 100% that I like it. My friends that use it, they're still like, it doesn't add what I'd hoped. It doesn't do the amount of damage they'd hoped it would back. So, it's like, I get a character like that, what do I do? I get a Karas, and he's a 3-star, and he works great up until those mid-40s, 50s, unless you got a really good team, which means I've got like a Merlin, he's starting to fall off. Maybe I get a Sebastian, awesome, but, you're really at the mercy. In this game, one of the key things that you need to do is stay up on your levels. Staying up on your level is huge. Obviously, if you're a VIP 0 and you get here and you say, hey, I want to increase my stamina, you only get 1 time per day, which is 50. I'm going to get gems. I'm going to get another 120. If you go to an alliance, I'm not in one. Can I do the advanced build? Those kind of things. You ask yourself, let's look here. Boom, boom, boom. Show me my privileges. So, at VIP 1, these are the things I can do. I can buy stamina twice a day, which is really important. All these little things that you can do, it's what you need. But, it's spending $1. Some people can't do it. Some people won't do it. That's your choice. But in the end, you kind of come down to these situations where it's like, I wouldn't ever buy resources with it unless you really were about to go into Throne Wars and you were just 1,000 away and you needed to use it before someone beat you and took it all. I wouldn't use it to speed up my academy again unless in a rare situation. I'm going to save it for stamina. I mean, really, I am. I might save it for those few events, not like the wheel event. I'm not going to be mean to the wheel guys, but the wheel event is not a money spending, newbie friendly thing. It's just not. I'm going to get my 3 or my 400. Yay, got my 400. So, it's one of those things where it's just not conducive for a new person. Gems are hard to come by. Again, people say, well, what about Alliance gifting? If you've got gems to blow, then sure, great. But again, if you're limited only in what you earn in the game, I'm going to save it for stamina. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe if a treasure event comes around and I feel like I'm getting lucky, you know, maybe there's 50 treasures left and the special guy's still there, then, you know, spend 500 or 1,000, you know, feel lucky. Maybe you get something. Maybe you get the, not the necessarily the rare guy, but you get the other hero that, you know, you get to pick up. That's your choice. But I'd be very careful in how I spend it. When let's say I'm going to go VIP 8 and I want to use the wishing well, you know, well, obviously that's something to talk about. I've got videos on that. You know, how many characters are you going to invest in? A 3-star legendary is not very good. I'm just going to be honest, it's not very good. It falls off against 5 stars pretty hard. The only one that kind of stays good is the 3-star Ariel. That's probably the only one. It's just the way it works. You know, what you have to ask yourself is, what about prayers? And again, you know, I'm one of those huge guys. When you get to the prayers, I'm going to pause here and switch to my other account so we can kind of talk about it again. All right, I've switched to my bigger account here that I kind of play on. You know, let's talk about dragon prayers. You know, again, prayer events are huge. I really try to spend very few gems on getting vortex here, and you know, I probably spent a couple thousand, but for the most part, I use the books from prayer events. Same way here on my monkey guy here. I really haven't spent I've spent probably under 1,000 gems on him total. Used mainly books. You know, I still not 3 stars on it, but such is life. You know, you're gonna see all these other places open up on your map as you level up, as you get to places. You know, and the question comes down to, how do I want to spend gems? You know, Crystal Dungeon, I don't spend gems here to sweep unless it's a double sweep day. So, you know, if I sweep once, I get 2, I sweep twice, I get 4, and if I sweep one more time, I get 6. Well, at that point, for me, it's kind of worth spending that 100 gems because I'm going to get, you know, an extra set of stuff, which sometimes is really nice to have. Now, again, eventually, way down the road, you're going to catch up. But, man, there's kind of a bubble where if you're not getting the equipment at the same time everyone else is getting the equipment, you're falling in the arena, you know, you're falling in all these places. So, you know, that's kind of the one time I spend gems. You know, foraging, people say, what about buying essence? You know, you see I've got like no essence. Well, what's going on right now? If we look at the event calendar, oh, don't do that. The event calendar here, you'll see that right now is the shadow essence thing. I'm 5,000 away. Someone's like, well, why don't you buy some? Well, because let's be honest. I've got 5 days basically to do this. I'm going to get my 900 from my other thing. I'm going to pick up some essence from betting in the Arena Wars, the Alliance War. So I'm going to get enough stamina in the next day or so to finish this off, pick up 16,000, and continue leveling the orange equipment that I'm leveling at this time. So I'm not wasting gems here. You know, I'm using those events to maximize my ability to save my gems. You know, on my talents, you know, I'm not buying talents. On my prayers, I'm not buying prayers, just the gold ones. On my ancient runes, you know, you get to this point where you say, do I want to, I'm going to go here to this one. And it's 310 or 315? 310. So this is the one that I had for Kaiser, you know, getting his abilities and everything for the agility for his talent. If you want to spend gems, maybe only spend, you know, 50. That gives you 2 extra bread, you know. But I'm going to kind of try and keep that to a minimum. You know, buying skills, you know. Why in the world would a guy that's got limited diamonds buy skills? You know, you get to here and you... Let's see if anybody needs skills here. Skills, anybody skills? Skills? No skills. Oh, somebody needs skills. You know, and I use them all up and it says, hey, do you want to buy more skills? I mean, unless you're just rolling in gems, don't buy skills. Wait another day. Let them recharge your skill points on its own. You don't have to have it right then in that moment. 90% of the time, it's not going to change the outcome of anything. It's not going to help you get more gems. So just wait a day, save those kind of things. When you get to the Unawakenings, when I'm here and all I'm waiting now is my essences, and you might say this is down the road, but hey, be honest, you're going to want to have some gems saved up because, if I look here and I click reset, I've already reset 4 times. I'm not doing it again because it's 50. So I've done the 20s and I've done the 30s. And if you're doing that every day, so you don't have to sit here for 30 days or so to get this guy or more awoken, it's going to cost gems. So think about, how am I going to want to spend it? Beast souls. Could I buy more of these? Sure, but I don't need them. I'm getting these from the days off during the beast tournament rewards. I picked up a few from a few other events. Choose to not waste it. Think. That's probably the big thing that I say. Think about, plan about, decide what you want to do. If we talk about magic things here, I'm going to look here, nobody on my server wants to drop major money on Sizo, because it's not worth it to them. I've got like a total of 3 spins. I haven't spent any gems on it because it's not worth it to me. You might have a discount shop pop up. I'm going to spend down here in this corner, I'm going to spend 15 gems for 2 cheeseburgers because that's a great stamina to gem cost ratio. I'm not going to be able to beat that, for that price. Likewise, when books are here, I buy the books. But don't waste them on soul stones unless you have the gems to spend. That's another thing. Don't just go all crazy because the shop opens up and you're like, oh, I need that guy. Well, ask yourself, is it really worth it? I've done the math with one of my buddies, and it is a little cheaper usually to buy this than it is to try and sweep that elite stage and get that and reset it and sweep it. But that said, I'm getting experience for the other, and remember, I want to keep my level high. If I have limited gems, I don't want to not get stamina. Stamina is the key. Getting a higher level. Right now, I lost first place on the other server that I'm on. I'm second place, and why is it? It's because he's level 74 and I'm level 72. He's been spending tons of gems to level up that I'm just not going to. Is that bad? No. But he knows the only way he's going to beat me is if he can be higher level than me. If he can hit those bigger bumps and get that bigger power all of a sudden. And so he knows what's going to happen is when I hit that same level, I'm going to take him down and he's going to race the next one. Levels are important. They play huge roles in your character's abilities to get skills and to wear certain types of equipment. Choose how you want to spend your stamina. Don't waste stamina when you're doing combat. You're out here and you're fighting someone and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to spend, all this time. Let's see here. Build. I don't think I'm building anything, am I? I think they're back. That's who's back. So, if I click here and I go, oh, do I want to, No, don't blow 100, don't blow 60 because it adds up. And that little bit of time really, the majority of the time, isn't going to change the game. Outside of, protecting yourself from losing mass amount of resources, don't put yourself in that situation. Be smart. So, in the spinning of gems, I've kind of talked a lot. I'm going to refocus here. I'm going to be kind of clear. Pay attention. If you're VIP 0, you have to save everything you get. Only use it for stamina. And very rarely would you use it in any of these shops unless it's for a character like a Pearl, which you're only able to get soul stones from here or, the Crusades or maybe inside the Abyssal Treasure. Don't use it anywhere else. Unless you feel lucky on a treasure event, but you're not able to get the good rewards because you're VIP 0, so why waste it? You're going to use them for stamina. That's pretty much about it, and that's okay. Just know that going into it. If you decide to play the wishing well, you're at a lucky man's game. Maybe you get lucky, maybe you don't. Sometimes I've waited till I'm up here and I've got 7 of 8, and so I'll blow it here hoping to get 2, and I have. There's been times I get 7 of 8 and I blow the 2,000 and I get 3 heroes, which is an awesome return, and sometimes I only get 1. But I'll do that. if you're like a VIP 5 or something like that, and you do buy some gems, you can be a little bit more gameplay when it comes to some of these events. You can be a little bit more shoppy in some of these shops for specific heroes when those heroes come along. But I would be really careful, again, if I don't have, quote-unquote, an unlimited bank account, on not getting overly spend happy here in the wishing pool. I would be very careful about wasting it on upgrades and things like that, you know, to speed stuff up, that in the end I really can just wait on, you know, to make it worth doing. I would also be very careful with those gems on buying gold or buying that. You know, I tell people all the time, I can buy gold with these here. Hey, look, I got a reward for that. And I do that by coming over to the Alliance. I go to the Alliance shop, scroll over here, and I can buy one of these every day. And that's free gold. So, you know, I'm not spending the gems. I'm maximizing what the game gives me on its own. You know, you're gonna come onto all these areas here. Again, don't buy extra Beast Soul tournament, you know, coins unless it's the last day and you really need 4 more points to move to the next bracket, which at that point it's worth it for a week's worth of Beast Soul gems. But don't waste it. You know, Dragon Prayer, you know, you're going to have to be real careful about your spending here, because you can eat through diamonds crazy. Really, you know, use that only to get that next level of prayer books in a prayer event. You know, and you might be like, man, I've got to wait 3 days for a prayer event. Oh, well, you know, do you want to blow all your gems or do you want to save it? If you're VIP 8 plus and you're spending here at the wishing pool, maximize how you're spending down here. Plan ahead. You know, if this is the character I want, what are some of the other characters that I have or that I want, and spend it on that day, so that you're not just getting soul stones for the legendary, you're getting soul stones for the other heroes that you want. You know, this right here is a phenomenal package. I'm not gonna lie. Kaiser, that's great. Shabbos, awesome. Sue, phenomenal AD damager. I mean, load up on that. If today's the day you're gonna 5-star your Lilith, today's the day you're also going to probably 5-star these guys. I mean, just because of the sheer number of soul stones you're going to get. So, I mean, you maximized your return. You got a phenomenal return of value there, instead of just kind of coming in one day, blowing 1,000 here, and coming in the next day, blowing 1,000 here. Not doing that. When you make a new account, if you're going to be a VIP 5 or a VIP 8, maximize the number of hero rewards. So, you know, you get so many heroes, you get more gems. When you buy so many gems, you get more gems, or you get soul stones. You know, I mean, really use that to your advantage. That's what I did on my one server, Sue, which helped really propel me up there with free gems. You know, if you're going VIP 15, any of those big things like that, just because you got money, unless you've got the unlimited bank account, which I don't have, and I know guys that do and guys that don't, you know, again, you're still going to have to be a little bit more cautious with your prayers. You're going to want to go heavy on your spending for stamina. You're probably going to want to spend up to the 200s or beyond it. So if I come here, you know, 5 is the last 100, 6 and 7 is 200, and then 8 and 9 is 400, 600. You know, so I would say if you're going to be a VIP 15, you probably want to go ahead and pick up the extra 2, 3, 4, and 5, you know, at 100 each. Pick all those up and spend that stamina. You know, use those. You saw here, I'm saving some of these for the next double runes event, just because, you know, it's worth it. And so, you know, use that there. Maximize the wishing pool, you know, early on for that early lead in those heroes. That's when I would drop probably 10,000 diamonds into that, just to pick up a bunch of heroes, you know, and hopefully get Sebastian, because you're going to want him. So that's kind of how I would spend gems. You know, I'm on my other server. I'm going to swap over real quick, and I'll show you real quick. All right, I'm on my Sue server here. So basically, I'm kind of set up. You know, some of these guys are still picking up the other heroes. They're picking up Pandorus. They're picking up Smoke. You know, they're running hero brawls. You know, we're gonna go here, claim, fought me. So, you know, I'm number 2, and we look at the number 1 guy. You know, what has he got? Well, he's got, you know, kind of the same legendaries, but he's already started out her. You know, he's already started out here. You know, he's already started out here, which I haven't. But, you know, think about that. That star makes a huge difference in the long run of things. You know, where are you going to go deep? Where are you not going to go deep? You know, I could be praying up a whole lot more right now. I don't feel like it. I mean, I could get my Lilith at the 2nd star. I'm not going to. Could I? Sure. I'm just not going to. You know, use those books. Let's see here. I think I'm all out of books finally. No, yeah, I finally finished up my books. So, I mean, you know, choose wisely. Now, if you're one guy, I know one guy. I know one guy who has the unlimited budget. And he dropped, I mean, he dropped day 1 of the game, basically. Went VIP 15. Day 1. Got a bunch of heroes here. Got Monk's Son first day because he spent the 90,000 required gems. Picked up Monk's Son. Waited for Monk's Son to hit up here. In this part up here. Was already ahead because he got him for what he did. Was going to do. Use those soul stones to get him silver starred real quick. I mean, just bam, bam, bam. Actually got him gold starred. I mean, he just blew the money out. Nobody could keep up. You know, 4-dotted everybody. If you can, great. But the average one of us, we can't. So just use wisely. Stamina is the most important because that's what helps you level. Gets the runes that you need. Hero selection for in these shops. That's the number 2. Making sure the heroes that you can't get in the game elsewhere, you can get those soul stones. From there, managing of the wishing pool or of the VIP wishing. From there, really using events to your advantage. I love certain events because I can pick up a ton of gold, and gold helps with skills because skills get expensive, and when you have multiple people, it gets real hard real quick to keep them all leveled up. From there, pretty much it's managing the rest of the game. Just don't go crazy. If you got any questions or comments, I know this is a little long. I'm not really talking because I like to hear the sound of my voice, but there's just a lot to talk about that spans different VIP levels. I may just make another video, I don't know, for VIP 0, VIP 5, VIP 8, I don't know, but I'm kind of pressed for time, so I just did it all now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you continue to like the channel. Leave me your thoughts on what you want to see, and I will keep pumping them out. Have a great day.